kings and queens, welcome back to my channel, Born with a Crown. If you're new here, I make videos about how me and my toddler moved from the United States to China and how we are exploring abroad and how I am working abroad. So I wanted to get into our journey, our really fun trip, how we spent 72 hours in Seoul, South Korea. Now, it was just like a quick weekend. I really wish I could have spent more time in Korea because the atmosphere, oh my goodness, the atmosphere in Korea, it was just a great change from being in China for several months now. And like just little things from more people there speak English, so I was able to communicate better. I heard a lot more like hip-hop music, R&B music there being played on in different restaurants, and it was just really cool, laid back weekend. So first, I wanted to tell you about the flight. The flight was $175 round trip. So coming out of China, Qingdao to South Korea, I felt like the flights were pretty inexpensive for me and a toddler, especially since at the time he was not 2 years old yet. So he flies at a discounted rate, and well, actually he flies for free. So I only spent $175 on the flight. And the hotel. Now, I'm the type of person that when I'm looking for a hotel or I'm looking for the perfect getaway, I spend hours, hours of researching where to stay, best price. Like, I really put my heart and soul into it. So I didn't mention that I was actually doing this as a girls' trip. I planned this trip out with a group of, I want to say about four other girls. And I found the perfect hotel. It was a really good price because for some reason the hotels were kind of pricey. And everyone, we were like in a group chat, and it seemed as though they were going to be going to other hotels, but I didn't realize that all the girls were going to the hotel that I recommended. And last minute, I switched hotels because I just did a little bit more research and I found the most perfect hotel, in my opinion, if you're traveling with a child, and that's inexpensive and great perks, great location, everything. So the hotel that I chose is called Park Habyo Hotel. It was $127 per night. And this hotel is advertised with an indoor water park. And the indoor water park was absolutely free. The admission to the water park was included with the price of the hotel. So with that being said, like, it was so worth it. We went to the water park 2 times, both free. And the water park is also connected to a spa, so you can literally just relax, and it's just so awesome. And I loved how when you go into the water park, all the water is warm. It's just nice and steamy. You don't feel like you could catch a cold or anything in there because of the temperature. I feel like a lot of times when I go to indoor water parks in the United States, it's so cold, like it's frigid, and it's almost unbearable sometimes. So I felt really comfortable letting my toddler play in the water, and he had a blast. So I would say that was one of my favorite things. It was being able to get into the water park for free. And then underneath the hotel was literally like like an underground, even the water park was underground, directly underneath the hotel. You could take the elevator and go directly underneath the hotel was a movie theater, and it was just so amazing. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, and then right across from the movie theater was a supermarket and just these wonderful, delicious restaurants. So one of the restaurants that we tried underneath the hotel was called the Palace, and it was an Italian restaurant. It was just so delicious. I mean, mouth-watering. The food was just superb. And it was just such a big change because where we live in China, it's a beautiful big city, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to get the Western style foods, and it's a lot easier in Korea to get those Western style foods. Like, for example, the breakfast, like on top of the underground tunnel, like beside the hotel, if we walk down a little bit further, there was this wonderful, delicious brunch place that we ate at. And I could never find French toast, pancakes, like scrambled eggs, like the American style breakfast in China. They eat lunch food for breakfast. So it's just really difficult to find like those comfort foods that we're used to in America. So I really enjoyed eating there, like all the foods. The chicken, there was like this chicken restaurant. Oh my gosh, like it was so flavorful. Like the flavor was embedded inside of the meat. It was, yes, it was wonderful. So the next thing we did, we went on a tour. Now, mind you, I had planned this trip with like 4 other girls. So we planned to do an hanbok tour. Hanboks are the traditional Korean dress. You dress up, you look really cute and just vintage, and you wear these big like A-line dresses. But sadly, I couldn't even meet up with my girls because I booked the excursion too late and they said it was full. And I think it's just something that automatically happens on the website because the girls said that it wasn't full. Like it was just them. So technically we could have gone, but the website said they were booked. So unfortunately we had to do a different excursion. So we, instead of doing the hanbok tour, we did a 4-hour Seoul, UNESCO, and traditional markets tour. I don't want to mess up the names because they're difficult for me to pronounce. But we went to the Chandeokgung Palace. It's just a beautiful palace. The tour guide, she was super knowledgeable about the history, and I got a chance to learn a lot about the Korean history, the kings and the queens and everything. Like, it was just very interesting. Unfortunately, it did start to rain, but from there we went to Isadong Arts Market, and it was just beautiful. Anything you can think of is just art, jewelry, food, clothes. There was a Starbucks there. There's just so many different things in the Insadong market. And then we also went to the Namdaemung traditional market. And she said, the tour guide said it was one of the largest markets. She said it was like over 1,000 vendors or something like that. It was really busy. Like, when we were there, it was really busy, lots of people. But she said that because it was a holiday, that a lot of the vendors were closed down, which I couldn't imagine seeing even more vendors. And she even said, do not go to the alleyways and the passageways because you could get lost. Wasn't trying to do any of that. But yeah, it was amazing. I tried some of the Korean street food. It was very delicious. And that pretty much wrapped up our trip. And I felt like doing a tour in a new country is very important, and it's an opportunity to see things that you wouldn't have seen if you were to just kind of like stay in your area. I didn't really get a chance to venture off and do more local things, but I definitely will put South Korea back on my list of places to visit. And I would say if you're interested in getting any type of tour or any type of guide in any country around the world, I would check out, I recommend you check out getyourguide.com. Like, getyourguide.com was like the best resource that I found just by Googling when I was trying to research what to do for the trip, because Get Your Guide has just like thousands of things you can do, from excursions to guides to transportation. There's so many things you can do. And also, I didn't get a chance to explore their like train stations and getting on the subway and anything like that. I just really didn't have time. And when you're dealing with a toddler and he has his own schedule, it can be a little bit tricky. And I didn't really know how to use or read the subway system. So when I go back, there's definitely things that I want to do. So I hope this video was helpful and inspired you to check out South Korea. It's just beautiful, wonderful country, and I definitely plan on going back. I will put the link down to Get Your Guide in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe and like and send me a comment if you have any questions. Thank you, and see you in the next